There is a sound that contains all sounds. It has no phonemes, it has no duration, it is not produced by the human voice, though human voices can approximate it. It is not heard by the human ear, though the ear can detect its echoes. It is called Om. The ancient texts say Om is the bow, the self is the arrow, Brahman is the target. They say Om is the syllable of affirmation. It is the syllable of the past, present, and future. And whatever transcends the three times, that too is Om. They say Om is the imperishable. Meditate on Om. Unite with Om. But what is Om? Not the written symbol, not the chant, not the mantra recited at the very beginning and end of every Vedic ritual. Those are the representations of Om, not Om itself. Om is the pranava, the cosmic vibration that precedes and underlies all particular vibrations, is the hum of existence, the note that the universe plays continuously from its birth to its death and through its rebirth. The physicists call it the cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint afterglow of creation, still detectable, still vibrating, 13.8 billion years after the event. The sages call it Om. The tradition distinguishes four states of speech. The first is vaikhari. This is articulated speech. The words you are hearing now, the sounds produced by your vocal cords, shaped by your tongue and lips, transmitted through the air, received by your eardrums. It is the most external, the most manifest, the most familiar. The second is madhyama. This is internal speech. The words you say to yourself silently in your mind. No physical sound is produced, but the linguistic structure is present. You can hear your own voice even though no one else can. It is the speech of thought. Third is pashyanti. This is seen speech. Speech as pure intuition before it is formulated into grammatical structures. It is not yet divided into subject and predicate, noun and verb. It is a flash of meaning, a gestalt, a whole that has not been broken into parts. The fourth is para. This is transcendent speech, speech as it exists in the absolute, undifferentiated, unmanifest, eternal. It is not spoken, not thought, not seen. It simply is. And from it, all other speech flows. Vaikhari is the wave on the surface of the ocean. Madhyama is the current beneath the wave. Pashyanti is the water itself. Para is the ocean. Om is the sound of the ocean. Now we must ask, what is the relationship between sound and reality? The Western tradition, following Aristotle, tends to answer, sound is a sign. Words signify concepts. Concepts represent things. The relationship is triadic and indirect. The word is not the thing, it points to the thing. The Eastern tradition, at least in its Vedic and Tantric streams, offers a different answer. Sound is not a sign, sound is substance. The universe is not a collection of objects that are subsequently named. The universe is a collection of vibrations that are the names. The thing and its name are not two separate entities joined by convention. They are two aspects of the same reality. The name is the vibrational form of the thing. The thing is the material form of the name. So this is why the Vedic seers insisted on precise pronunciation. A mantra mispronounced is not merely ineffective, it is incorrect. It does not correspond to the vibrational reality it is meant to invoke. The relationship between sound and reality is not conventional, it is causal. This is the doctrine of Shabda-brahman. The absolute is sound, not sound as a product of the absolute, not sound as a symbol of the absolute. The absolute is sound, eternal, undifferentiated, imperishable sound, and the universe is its manifestation. Consider the implications of this doctrine. If the absolute is sound and then the universe is audible, not metaphorically but literally, it is not merely that the universe can be described in language, it is that the universe is language, spoken by a speaker, capital S, who never ceases to speak. The laws of physics are not mathematical equations inscribed on a cosmic blackboard. They are phonemes, the basic units of the divine utterance. Gravity is not a force, it is a syllable. Electromagnetism is not a field, it is a vowel. Quantum mechanics is not a set of probabilities, it is the grammar by which the syllables combine into words. The physicist who writes E equals mc squared is not describing the universe, he is transcribing it. He is hearing the vibration and rendering it in symbols. The equation is not a representation of reality, it is a translation of reality from one language, the language of the absolute, into another. This is why mathematics is so unreasonably effective. It is not that the universe happens to be mathematical. It is that mathematics and the universe share a common origin. Both are utterances of the same voice. There is a text from the Rig Veda, the oldest stratum of Sanskrit literature, that speaks of this directly. It is called the Sukta, the hymn of speech. It goes like this. I move with the Rudras and the Vasus, I move with the Adityas and all the gods. I carry both Mitra and Varuna, I carry Indra and Agni, I carry both the Ashvins. I am the queen, the gatherer of treasures, the first of those who merit worship. The gods divided me into many parts, stationed me in many places, made me enter many forms. Through me, he who eats food sees, breathes, and hears. They do not know me, yet they dwell in me. Hear you who are wise. What I declare is worthy of faith. I myself speak this word, beloved of the gods, pleasing to men. Whom I love, I make mighty. I make him a sage, a seer, a Brahmin. The speaker of this hymn is not a human poet, it is speech itself. Vak, the goddess of the word. She declares that she is the power behind the gods, the sustenance of the cosmos, the source of all wisdom. She is not a product of the universe is a product of her. And yet she says, the gods divided me into many parts, stationed me in many places, made me enter many forms. The one speech becomes many words, the eternal vibration becomes the manifold of sound, the undifferentiated Om becomes the differentiated Vedas. The unity is not lost, it is expressed. Now we must return to the question that has been waiting since video 1. If the universe is speech and speech requires a speaker, who is speaking? The Vedic tradition does not answer this question directly. It describes Vak, speech, as a goddess. It describes the gods as her worshippers. It describes the seers as her recipients. But it does not name the source of her being. She is the queen, but she is not the absolute. She is the first of those who merit worship, but she is not the one who worships nothing. She is divided into many parts, but there is a unity that precedes her division. The tradition calls that unity Brahman, the absolute, the ground, the source. Brahman is not a speaker. Brahman is not a person. Brahman is not a thing. Brahman is that from which all speakers, all persons, all things arise. And yet, if Brahman is the source of Vak, and Vak is speech, then Brahman is the source of speech. And the source of speech, whatever else it may be, must be capable of speech. The silence of Brahman is not the silence of absence, it is the silence of potential. The unmanifest word waiting to be uttered, the eternal vibration waiting to become sound, the speaker waiting to speak. The Vedic seers did not name the speaker, they stopped at the threshold, as Heraclitus did, as Plato did, as Panini did. They described the architecture of the voice, but they did not identify the voice itself. There is a later text, the Mundaka Upanishad, that captures this threshold. Okay. Two birds, companions and friends, nestle on the self-same tree. One eats the sweet fruit, the other looks on without eating. Now, the bird that eats is the individual self caught in the cycle of action and consequence, tasting the fruits of karma bound to the tree of embodied existence. The bird that looks on is the Supreme Self, the witness, the silent observer, untouched by the fruits of action, free. The tree is the body. The fruit is the experience. The two birds are not separate. They are the same bird, seen from two perspectives. But the witness does not speak, it watches, it knows, it is, but it does not utter. The utterance is the task of the other bird, and the other bird eating the fruit is too busy to speak clearly. It chatters, it complains, it cries out in pain and pleasure, but it does not speak the word, capital W, that would unite it with the witness. The Upanishad does not say what would happen if the eater became still, if it ceased its frantic consumption and listened to the witness. It does not say whether the witness would speak or whether the silence would be enough. It leaves the question open. So here's what you've learned. You've learned the Vedic tradition understands sound not as a sign of reality, but as the substance of reality. The universe is a vibration, and the names of things are the vibrational forms of the things themselves. You have learned that speech exists in four states: articulated, mental, intuitive, and transcendent. The transcendent speech, para, is the undifferentiated source from which all particular speech flows. It is the ocean, all else is wave. You have learned that Om is the pranava, the cosmic vibration that underlies all particular vibrations. It is the sound of the absolute, the hum of existence, the note that the universe plays continuously. And you have learned that the tradition does not name the speaker. It describes the speech, the goddess, the vibration, the source. It describes the architecture of utterance, but the voice itself remains silent, watching from the tree, waiting. The bird eats, the bird chatters, the bird suffers, the witness watches. The question is not whether the witness exists. The question is whether the witness will ever speak. Thank you.